As far as the Kings, they have had bad coaching. You talk about giving those guys minutes, right? During the Clippers game, you want to know what lineup I saw in the third quarter that made me turn off the game? Corey Joseph, Tyrese Haliburton, Justin James, Shemetse Metu, and Glenn Robinson. Those are five guys that are not very good right now. Tyrese Haliburton is the one guy that is a debatable NBA player on that entire roster. Glenn
I was gonna
Robinson,
say, how
he
many
didn't get
NBA caliber guys are even playing on that lineup?
Corey Joseph. I don't know if he'll get signed again. Glenn Robinson, he's decent, but he's again, we're talking about a guy that barely got picked up by the Kings. Like, if that's happening, that means you're not very highly regarded around the league. Metu has been playing well, I thought, for a young guy. I really like what I'm seeing from Metu. He's a guy that can be a nice rotational guy off the bench. Will he be? Likely not. He's probably going to be a G League player. Maybe we'll get some bench minutes here and there. But I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing with him at least. And yeah, I mean, De'Aaron, we talked about it. That's one guy I really want to talk about. Marvin Bagley has played better, Caleb. I don't know how much you watched of him, but he has been playing better, starting to take charges. Overall, his net rating has gone up. He's been playing a lot better as far as just not playing horrible. I would say that's a bar right now. As long as he's not playing completely like garbage, which he was to start off the year, that's an upgrade. And that's what you want to see. You want to see Marvin slowly get back into his groove. Now, a guy like De'Aaron, he's a guy that really needs to step it up when it comes to the defensive end. And he has done a much better job. 3-point percentage, he's stepped it up. He has shot a lot better from three. He's starting to take over games. He's starting to be that guy. Does that equate to wins right now? No. The Kings are 6-10. They're 13th in the West. Not very good, but hey, if you're on the tank like me, if you're on that wagon, you want them to continue tanking. I believe that at some point we'll get rid of Harrison Barnes. Buddy Hield has completely checked out of Sacramento. He is in the Bahamas right now mentally. And I think a guy like Rashawn Holmes, who has played extremely well, will get traded as well. If Monty McNair is smart, I truly believe Harrison, Buddy, and Rashawn, at least two of the three, got to go. They got to go at some point this year.
Yeah, if you can get any first round picks for them, it's worth it. And it sucks because you fall in love with those guys. They play for your team, but it's smarter to get rid of them.
I'm not in love with any of them.
They're not long term. How old is Buddy Hield? He's older than Bradley Beal, isn't he?
Buddy Hield is 28 years old.
Yeah. See,
a year younger than CJ McCollum and 1 year
Yeah.
older than Bradley Beal.
you
That's
gotta.
not good. That's
No.
not good at all. You have Portland, who's about to give up on Dame and CJ at some point, and they've been playing together for years. Buddy's only been here for a few years, and the Kings are already over him.
Yeah, his age is. Can't believe he's that old already, dude. It's insane. But yeah. I mean, I'd trade him and get the value you can because let's face it, at 28, he's in his prime. This is him. It doesn't help that he somehow took a step back his like second year into his prime that people say exists. It's not good. I'd get value for him. Holmes, like you mentioned with the contract, great contract, great value. Isn't he a free agent after this year?
Yeah. His contract ends after this season.
Okay. So he's a free agent. So Kings aren't going to pay him what he's going to be worth. And if you can get a first round pick for him, by all means, send him out. Barnes, whatever you can get for him, getting his contract off your books, I would say is priority number one. But at the end of the day, if you get rid of those two guys and bring in two firsts, it's worth just maybe holding on to Barnes for another year and maybe moving him next year's deadline. But at the same time, whatever value you can get for those guys, I'd seriously explore trading them. They're not part of your future. None of them are. You could argue Holmes might be, but it comes down to the thing of do you want to pay money for him that he's going to want? Because he's going to either want to go to a contender or get more from you guys. And it's like, you know what I mean? Get what you can for him. They're in a good position. I would say you get value for those guys and you're looking pretty good.
Do you look at a guy like Buddy Hield and a guy like Tyrese Haliburton and say, Buddy needs to get off the starting lineup and Tyrese needs to be in the starting lineup? Because at this point, Tyrese has been the best rookie in his class and he isn't starting. That's okay. I like that. I'm a guy that believes in a player earning their minutes, especially a rookie. But Buddy Hield has not earned his minutes this year. And I feel like a lot of what they're doing is just to keep him happy, just to keep his value up. And neither has happened. His value hasn't gone up. It's gone down, actually. I would say his value has probably gone down from when he threw his outburst in the summer, because even then, you still thought you'd get a lot more from Buddy than you have. What the Kings have gotten from Buddy has been nothing. Poor shooting, and he has nothing else. He can't drive the ball, can't play make, can't do anything else. Can't play defense. Tyrese Haliburton is the opposite. A playmaker, defender. He's been shooting the ball extremely well. He's been fitting in well. And De'Aaron Fox loves playing with him. So do you think that the Kings should at some point put him in the starting lineup for a guy like Buddy Hield? Or do you think they should keep him off the bench? Or do you think they should start him for someone else?
I think a guy with his play style is probably better suited coming off the bench, just because he can come in and kind of spell everybody, or you know what I mean. You can stagger
everybody.
You know what I mean. Like if Fox needs a break, he could come in and spell. You won't lose anything. You know what I mean?
Why would you? Why
What?
would Mel an NBA player?
Spell?
Mel?
Spell. SPELL. So he's gonna come in, probably spell Buddy Hield of his minutes. But it's one of those things of like, I think he's better suited off the bench. I probably would want him off the bench. I think he's one of those kind of players. But at the same time, I feel like if you have to have him start or something, you're not going to lose anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to really miss out on much. It's kind of either or. But with Buddy Hield, you're right. He hasn't really earned that starting spot. He's been struggling a lot, and he's been relatively, I wouldn't say, well, not